Welcome to the podcast, and we're so happy that you're here. It is wintertime, and we are still selling houses here at Curb Appeal Realty. You can find us on the web, curbappealrealty.net. Today, we're going to talk about you, our clients, and relationships and why they matter, because we care about you. So we're going to start with Molly, and she's going to talk all things client relations.
So it is very important to know that real estate is a relationship business, not just transactional. We are here to help you either sell your home so you can, find a new one, or just buying your first time home, whatever it is. We are here to help you love where you live, and we want you to be happy. And that's, obviously the number one goal is to find a house or sell a house. But my personal number one goal is to make the client happy, and to, just have them know and feel like they are trusted and supported through the whole process. I always treat people like I like to be treated. Like if I go someplace and someone is rude to me, then I'm probably just not going to go back. I just don't like mean people. And so I feel like also a part of it is just being nice to everyone in the transaction, the lenders, the listing agents. Like it's because you never know like who you will need help from like later on. Maybe you need advice from a lender and you weren't very friendly to them the last transaction, they're probably not going to help you. Or if you are looking for a property and a listing agent you worked with before, that you had a good relationship with, they can maybe help you. I had this listing coming up, you just never know like when you're going to need help from somebody. So it's just always great to be nice to everyone. And also, first impressions are very important. When you first get a client, you want to make sure that they feel like they're important. Like I live with 7 kids. I have a husband. But you know what? I will always make time to respond to your text or your email, or if you prefer calling, I'll give you a call, because I know that this is a huge milestone in your life, and I want to help you, and I want you to feel like I am there to support you whenever you need it. I've had clients text me at 10 p.m. I've had clients text me at 6 a.m. Now, the 6 a.m.s I might not respond to right away. But, and I'm just also like very upfront with people. Like, you can contact me anytime. Friday, I am, filming a podcast for a couple hours, or Sunday I have a couple, kids games to go to. But I will still, check my phone and be available if I need to be. So I think people really appreciate that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, building relationships is important. And if you don't give the respect and you don't show someone that you care, then they're not going to reciprocate. And also then you want to treat that client well, so then they refer you other clients.
I know I've had some clients in the past who were like, oh my gosh, like you are so helpful. You respond to me all the time. You're giving me so much information. I had a realtor before who didn't do any of that, and I did not feel important. They took like 3 days to answer my text, and I'm just like, I just feel like that's awful. So like, I'm very glad when they feel that way about me, but I also kind of feel sad because, people just shouldn't be treated that way. And buying a home is such a big deal. It's like maybe the largest purchase you're going to make. So it's important. And I want you to know that I feel like it's important. And another thing, like, I'm not just here to help you find your home. Like, I want to know more about you. My thing that I always say is I want to help people love where they live. I've lived places before that I didn't love. And so especially when you're making a mortgage payment, you want to love it. So, and I think getting to know people, asking a lot of questions about their life, that's going to help you understand like what they really want. They might not even know, but like just little things that they tell you. And then you're like, oh, I think, you might actually like this area based on what you've told me. And so just getting to know them to be able to help them as much as you can.
Yeah. And it just reminds me of an old saying that says people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of it in a nutshell, that, we do genuinely care. I have clients that I've helped move multiple times, and that says a lot. It says that they've had a really good experience, and, that they want to have that same experience again and again. And I've been around long enough to actually help their children buy their first home.
Which says a lot.
Yeah,
if they refer you to their
absolutely.
children.
And that makes me feel so good if they're going to trust me with their child's first purchase. And of course, they're along for the ride, which is wonderful. But yeah, that makes me feel, like I've done my job.
Yes, absolutely. Another part of it, I think, is just being really transparent and honest. Like, we do have a lot of VA clients. And, not every house is going to qualify for a VA. Like, if you send me a list of 10, maybe only 3 will qualify. And I know that, that kind of sucks. And maybe you really liked one of those. But I'm going to be honest with you, because the last thing I want is you wasting money on an inspection for a house that's probably not going to pass. And then, if I know that the seller is not willing to do the required appraisal repairs, then you're just out that inspection money. So I'm just trying to, look out for your best interest, and I will always be honest. And just over communicating. I feel like I always try to answer people's questions before they even have them. Like they might not even know that is a question until later on in the process, and they're like, oh, well, Molly already told me that, in an email or in a text message, or just when we were like looking at houses. So I just like to over communicate, because I know when I've purchased a home before, it's a lot. It's overwhelming, and at times I was just like, what is going on? So yeah, it's just nice to be informed, and just to feel like you are, just doing what you need to do in the process, because it's scary. Like, I don't know, should I be doing something now? I haven't heard from my agent in 3 days. Like, I think, just regular updates, like, hey, we're just waiting on the appraisal, nothing to do this week right now, just relax. Everything is going to be okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes, they do need to hear from us, whether it's a seller or a buyer. I mean, when the appraisal is going to happen. I mean, I have a couple of vacant properties right now listed, and one of them lives out of state. So, of course, I'm checking on the house regularly, and I'm letting her know, hey, the appraisal's happening. Just giving her regular updates so that she knows, I've got your back. The house is here, but I'm babysitting it basically until it closes. And so they do need to hear every little step along the way, even if they're a seller, about that buyer's progress and what's going on.
I think it's good too if you have a listing and they're not around, to just go in like once a week, make sure it's clean, get cobwebs, and just, because they're not there to do that. So it's your, you should really be doing that for them. So you should look out for them.
And not all agents do that. I mean, that's the thing. I said this before. There's good mechanics and bad mechanics. And there's good agents and not so great agents. And we're the good guys. We're here, and we're laying it all out here, and we're letting you know, hey, we're going to take care of you.
So another thing, real estate can be very emotional and stressful. And so just making sure, like I said, giving the information, but also just being calm, like, it's okay. Like, I know this is crazy. We're going to get through it. And just let them know that no matter what happens, like, you are always on their side. Like, you are going to, work with the listing agent and the seller and the lender to make everything, be good in the end, but you are ultimately on their side. Like, they're your number one. So making them a priority and just letting them know that.
I always tell my clients that I'm here to relieve your stress. I am, if you start to get anxious, or give me a call, give me a text, let me know, what you are feeling, so then I can take that off your shoulders. I may not be able to completely take it away, because it is. Chances are it's the most the biggest purchase they will ever make. But that is my job.
Absolutely. And I like this one segment that talks about personalized service. Every client is different. Adapt to personalities and needs. Sometimes people are going through a hard time in life. Maybe it's a divorce and you're actually having to be the liaison between husband and wife. That's difficult. They're not communicating, but you have to communicate to both parties and, and try to keep everybody on the same page and keep the stress level down. It could be, someone who's just lost a spouse and now they're having to sell the home. So those client relations, just keeping each and every person is an individual and they have individual needs, and adapting to those individual needs is what we do.
Yeah. And then just remembering little things like, I like to make relocation guides for my clients. Like if they are moving here from another state or, they're moving to a completely new town, because they might not know anyone, and just having a relocation guide, I feel like is helpful. Just, I don't know, fun stuff, important stuff, grocery stores, restaurants, just stuff like that to help them kind of just know the area a little more. And also just keeping in touch with people after the sale. If you know their birthday, which you should after helping them buy a home.
Right.
You send them an email or I like to send dad joke memes all the time to my clients. Like on 4th of July, I think I sent one that was like a little hot dog swimming in the pool. It doesn't take very long, and people are like, oh my gosh, you remembered me. It's so nice. So just little stuff like that. Birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, that's a really big thing. I think people really appreciate that. Because, anyone who has kids know that life is hectic sometimes. And then also I think a nice closing gift is a big deal. I like to think about the person, what they really like, and, because I want them to feel like I really did care and we're kind of friends. Maybe you wouldn't hang out with me, that's fine, but
you get really attached to
them. I want them to know that this is personal, right. And I love what I do, and I'm so glad that we found a place you love, and right. Here's your nice little gift to celebrate. So and then I think, like I said, after just checking in, mailing home anniversary cards. I know we were talking about that earlier, or a small gift, maybe just a Starbucks card, go get yourself a coffee and a cake pop for the kids. And then, just being their go-to person even after. If you have any questions ever after the sale, you can always contact me, and please, let people know if they want to buy a house, because I would love to help them too. It's really important.
Absolutely. Yes. We don't want it to be a one and done.
Right.
We care, and we want to make sure that they know that we care. And, I've had people contact me after the fact, we got a hailstorm that came through. I need a roofer. Do you know a good roofer? I mean, it's better than, someone from out of state canvassing the neighborhood, that they don't even know, that doesn't even live nearby. Right. So, just service after the sale. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. I know last Christmas I dropped off some cookies to some clients. So just little, you don't want to be that person who, pops up all the time. But, if you're just bringing some cookies, people are usually fine with that. So, just letting them know that you really enjoyed helping them, and, also just hoping that they love the house still. Right. But yeah. You have anything else to add?
I think you about covered it all. Definitely care about our clients. We definitely, service after the sale is important. You're not just a number to us, you're a person. And like Molly said, we want to treat you the way we would want to be treated. So again, this is all the time we have today, but we thank you for listening. And if you want to find us on the web and have us be your agents, you can find us at curbappealrealty.net.
oh, 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 oh,